Hong Kong, a city where the traditions of the past meet the trends of the future, where East meets West, a city for the 21st century. Join us as we take you inside Hong Kong.
Heart of Causeway Bay. Behind me is Times Square, one of the biggest shopping centers in Hong Kong and maybe even in the world.
This is the Hong Kong lifestyle. There's something for everyone here. Design, eating, shopping. So join us as we take you inside Hong Kong. It's often said that shopping is one of Hong Kong's favorite activities. Throughout the territory are shops and malls that have something for everyone. Well-designed shopping centres are found near major subway stations and large housing complexes, with high-end boutiques as well as chain stores for every budget. As one of Asia's most important trading centres, Hong Kong thrives on its sophisticated consumer culture. In recent years, Hong Kong has seen the emergence of homegrown designers. I'm at a store called GOD, which was founded by Douglas Young. Now, Douglas bases a lot of his design on mass Chinese culture and also images of urban Hong Kong. He's created here a lifestyle boutique. Douglas, hi.
Welcome to GD.
Thank you very much. First of all, can you tell us what is the origin of the name of this store? It sounds very irreverent in English.
First and foremost, I want to create a Hong Kong brand. And the name is actually Juhodi, which means live better, with an aspirational feel to it, better your life, better yourself.
And there's also an English explanation of the acronym GOD as well.
It's short for goods of desire. And the key word is desire, because what we're selling, we're not selling necessities, we're selling things that people aspire to, that they desire, Screens are very popular in Hong Kong because, as you know, people live in very small spaces, and screens are kind of useful, very versatile ways of dividing up a room into living room, bedroom, dining room. So anything you want to hide away, you just put behind a screen. I think it's urban city living. Flexible furniture, space-saving furniture is the key. This is one of our most popular items. Not necessarily the cushion, but the motif. This is the Chinese call this the double happiness motif. We also use this motif on candles, on bed linen, on even pajamas, slippers, everything. And it's really been a very hot selling item. The more you study the history of Chinese design, the more you find examples of startlingly modern and contemporary looking objects that are actually, in actual fact, a few hundred or even a few thousand years old. So these are some of our award-winning signature prints done as bags. So here we have the classified as the Chinese newspaper print.
It's just taken from any Chinese newspaper, right?
Oh yes, but we've changed the words a little bit. Probably our most famous one, we call it the Yao Ma Tei print. It's actually of a tenement building, one of those you typically find inside of Hong Kong, of these mega 20-story buildings, where every window has been customized by the tenant. So it's like a patchwork building. Primarily our customers are Chinese, are local based, but Hong Kong's a very international city, so we have a lot of foreigners living in Hong Kong too, and they love our store. And naturally, because our things have a sort of Hong Kong theme, it would appeal to tourists as well.
So we're in another part of the store now, and I see on my bag that it says goods of desire, but also there's some Chinese characters here.
This says Gok Fo Gong Si, which means Chinese Emporium. I remember when I was a kid in the 70s, Hong Kong was full of Chinese emporiums selling traditional Chinese goods, handmade, handcrafted things. And I rather miss them because nowadays the Chinese department stores in Hong Kong sell Western goods. Kind of ironic, don't you think? I think as a retailer, as a designer, sometimes you don't redesign the wheel, as it were. Designs also can be by selection, by choice. So as a designer, I'm the person that's responsible for all the things that is on sale here. So I do all the final editing. Here we have sweets made in Hong Kong, and I remember sweets used to be not pre-packaged as they are today. They used to come in cans like this, and then the vendor would take, a scoop and then put it onto the scale and put it in a paper bag like that to sell.
So a lot of this also has some influences from your childhood of growing up in Hong Kong.
Oh, absolutely, yes. I do miss the graphics, the way that things are presented as well, because I think that was a time in Hong Kong when there's still a healthy mix balance of East and West. The graphics, even though it's very modern, I mean it's sort of contemporary, but the graphic design is still quite Chinese. So you have a curious mix of East and West. I like to think that GOD is like a miniaturization of Hong Kong. You have East meets West, really, side by side, juxtaposed, in high contrast. And you have old and new. It's a city of mega contrasts.
One of the most important aspects of Hong Kong culture is its love for good food. There's the old saying that in Hong Kong, people don't eat to live, they live to eat. From traditional dim sum to lively pub food, gourmet cuisine and local neighborhood eateries, Hong Kong boasts a huge variety of restaurants and foods from around the world. Whether it's a cozy place to have a drink, or a local place for a bowl of wonton noodles, or the latest in food trends, Hong Kong has it. Dim sum is one of Hong Kong's best specialties, so I take Mimi to lunch. But before we sit down to eat, I thought we would whet our appetites by seeing how our food is actually prepared. Okay, so we're in the kitchen of Ming Court here at Langham Place Hotel, and we're joined by Chef Zhang, who is the executive chef here of the Chinese restaurant, and Chef Yeung, whose speciality is dim sum.
And now Chef Young is going to show us how Roger's favorite dim sum dish, hao gao, is made.
然之後咧就將佢分成咧每個相同嘅份量嘅等份。好啦，咁而家我哋開始去包呢個蝦餃啦。咁我用適量嘅餡料啦。個技巧咧在乎呢個包呢個蝦餃嗰陣時候，要將個皮咧摺成13摺。咁呢個技術咧就係，如果包得唔好咧，嗰個皮咧就會爆晒，同埋啲餡咧會擠晒出嚟。
So Chef Yeung has skillfully and quickly rolled these shrimp dumplings. Now, Chef Zhang, how long would you cook, steam these hagaos for?
蝦餃咧，因為佢基本嘅材料咧就係鮮蝦同埋啲筍啫，所以咧就好快熟嘅，大概5至6分鐘咧就熟㗎啦。
And are they best eaten fresh, straight out of the steamer?
其實啲蝦餃咧最好咧就蒸好就即刻盡快食啦，因為點解咧？嗰啲汁咧，如果你食得慢咧，嗰個皮咧會將啲汁咧就索咗入去，變咗食到個蝦餃個皮會爛啦，同埋咧個蝦餃入邊啲餡咧就冇晒啲汁喺度。
Okay, so it's making me feel 好肚餓 already.
Yeah, getting hungry just thinking about it.
And now our two chefs are going to explain to us the mysteries of the taro dumpling.
OK， 咁我哋首先咧預備咗啲芋頭啦，咁啊將啲芋頭咧切咗就細嘅薄片，然之後咧攞去蒸大概45分鐘至1個鐘頭，蒸熟咗之後啲芋頭咧變成咁樣啦。咁啊將啲芋頭蒸熟咗之後咧，咁我哋會用啲刀或者用個機咧將佢攪爛咗咧，然之後咧我哋再加入另一隻呢個叫澄麵嘅粉。然之後將佢咧就全部搓埋一齊，再加啲生油落去之後咧，搓勻咗之後咧就變成一個芋角嘅嗰個皮嘅材料啦。
Having expertly filled and rolled the taro dumpling, Chef Yeung then plunges it into hot boiling oil for a crispy and sizzling deep fry. So now, having gone through some of the salty dishes, we're going to go on to sweets.
Oh, my favorite part. So we've seen Chef Young put the mixture together. How long does it take in the freezer to gel?
咁我首先咧喺度攤凍咗之後咧，咁我哋然之後將佢放喺雪櫃度，咁大概雪1個鐘頭咧，佢全部凍晒之後咧，咁你食嗰陣時咧就攞出嚟切得㗎啦。
So looking at them cook all this dim sum makes me feel very hungry now. So I'm looking forward to my lunch. Chef Zhang and Chef Young, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ning.
And I have one last question for both of you. So what is your favorite dim sum?
我最中意食都係蝦餃燒賣。
我都蝦餃燒賣。
我都係啊。Thank you.
Craig.
Hello, Audrey. Hello. So, having watched Chef Zhang and Chef Young cook dim sum in the kitchen, we're actually going to eat it now. And I've asked Craig Ao Young, food critic and food expert here in Hong Kong, to join us and tell us what it's all about.
Well, in fact, I'm so hungry for this steam bun with barbecue pork.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites too.
Oh, it's kind of like the Chinese hamburger.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so bring it on.
Oh, here come the char siu bao.
Ah, that's great. Can you explain what is a char siu bao?
Well, in fact, char siu is the barbecue pork, and bao is the bun. Yeah. So it's a very kind of traditional type of dim sum we used to eat like in cha lao. Yeah. And well, but here in main court, they did the char siu bao a little bit different because they put in preserved vegetable, and it's simply an idea borrowed from the Shanghainese cuisine. So it's already a kind of fusion within this Greater China region. The very important thing is it tastes good. Yes.
I agree.
Okay, now you've tempted me, so I'm going to try one too. And I'm eating it in the usual way, which is actually with my hands.
Yes.
And then you split it.
Oh,
yes.
ha gao.
There we go.
Now this is a staple of dim sum.
Ha gao is always served at first.
Now, Craig, tell me, what's the correct way to eat something like this? Do you pop the whole thing in your mouth, or do you
That is my
nibble it?
method. It's my method.
I think I'm a nibbler then.
You're a nibbler. I'm sort of a pop in the mouth man myself.
But what we need also is a cup of tea. And then dim sum is, well, not rush, just kind of like good food and good tea.
Because what we're doing is yum cha as well,
Yes,
right? Which is to drink tea, but it doesn't only mean to drink tea, it's also to eat some snacks.
Yes.
Yeah, and a social gathering, of course.
Yes.
Now I think these are the taro dumplings or puffs, right? We saw them frying in the kitchen.
And they smell really good too and look great to eat.
Yes. This taro is like from the potato family. You call it yam, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's also my favorite. And they used to put like minced pork or chopped vegetable inside, but here they put seafood chopped inside, yes.
So it's actually healthier.
Oh, yes.
Craig, what's the meaning of dim sum?
Dim sum, when you translate it directly into Chinese, a little bit of hard. So we always kind of have this a poetic association with dim sum. Is somehow comforting and kind of light-hearted kind of connotation.
So now we have something that's called lo bak go.
Yes. Well, lo bak go is a turnip cake. Yes. So we make this turnip cake with turnip, flour, and also this preserved sausage. We used to eat it like during the Chinese New Year festival, but since it is so popular, so we eat it like every season.
So we've had several pots of tea and we've had a number of dishes of dim sum and we've come to the end of our meal. But we're going to go out with a bang with this wonderful dessert that Chef Zhang prepared in the kitchen. So Craig, can you tell us what is distinctive about this?
Well, there's a kind of actual fusion between like the Western kind of dessert and our real tradition of like using all these vegetable seeds and flower petals in our very kind of delicate type of street kind of dim sum. And also the presentation with the heart, it kind of also relate to a little bit of heart, which is dim sum.
Well, thank you for a little bit of heart.
Thank you, Chef Zhang, and thank you, Craig.
Quite a lot of dim sum dishes are steamed, not in just any type of pot, but in bamboo baskets that have been skillfully made for generations. So after lunch, I went to one of the best and oldest basket makers in one of the more traditional districts of Hong Kong. I'm in the Dak Cheung Samgay store now with Raymond Lam. He's the general manager here, and actually he's the 5th generation of the family that moved from Guangzhou to Hong Kong to make dim sum steamers. So today he's going to show us how to make the dim sum steamer from scratch. Raymond, 早晨。
如果做蒸籠咧，咁就本身有一支竹，一支竹咧，我哋首先將佢有海界開咗佢之後，全部用晒㗎。首先我哋會將呢啲竹嘅皮咧，喺以前嗰個步驟咧，以前咧就用一個手嘅轉咁樣拉，咁而家個科技進步咧就係電轉。通常嚟講咧，做一個蒸籠咧，做一個譬如大概直徑9寸嘅蒸籠咧，所以由做料去到一個成品咧，大概係需要1個鐘頭上下。咁咧就成個蒸籠係固定咗。
Thank you, Raymond. And I wanted to ask you, do you have a favorite dim sum yourself that you like to eat?
蝦餃。
Okay. Oh, that's good. Me too. Much of Hong Kong's post-war prosperity was built on its strength in the textiles and apparel industries. While clothes manufacturing has gradually moved to China, Hong Kong still commands a key role in design and global marketing. Its fashion scene covers everything from ready-to-wear to haute couture and is now world-renowned. We caught up with some Hong Kong designers. First stop, William Tang, who was getting ready for his major show at Hong Kong Fashion Week.
We're backstage here at Hong Kong Fashion Week preparing for the William Tang runway show. William is a true Hong Kong guy, and he's one of Hong Kong's top prominent designers. As a Tang, he's descended from one of the 5 great clans who settled in Hong Kong 1,000 years ago, but he's definitely not a man who lives in the past. In fact, since the 1990s, he's been at the forefront of contemporary Hong Kong fashion. What is the theme for tonight's show?
King of Kowloon Revisit. My King of Kowloon Revisit was 10 years ago, before the handover in January during the Hong Kong Fashion Week. I had my show, which was the King of Kowloon. So 10 years after, we're doing the King of Kowloon Revisit to continue the story we haven't finished.
And are you excited about Hong Kong Fashion Week? Is this a great place to show the show?
Yes. You know, I show everywhere, different places around the world, especially in China these days. But Hong Kong to me is home. It's very important venue for me, the most important stage for my show.
Welcome to Sky Metro City, Tom's William Tang Fashion Show.
The next day we headed off to Blanc de Chine, a smaller but still upscale fashion house in central Hong Kong. Movie stars like Jackie Chan and Michelle Yeoh have been known to wear their clothes, so we thought we would try them out for size too. Qin Yeung runs a successful fashion line here in Hong Kong, both for men and women. He's got stores in Hong Kong and New York, and his designs are inspired by Chinese philosophy and tranquility.
Vivienne Tam is a world-renowned fashion designer and is based in both Hong Kong and New York. She has stores all over the world, including Tokyo, Shanghai, Beijing, and in department stores throughout the US. Her clothes are really cool, so let's go in and talk to her. Vivienne, thank you for taking the time to talk to us. Can you tell us how you got started in the fashion business?
Yes, I guess it's like me. I guess when I was 8 years old, and we have no money, my mother would say to us, "No, let's go to a fabric market to buy scrap materials to make our own clothes for Chinese New Year." At that time, I learned, to be individual and to be like something very different. It's nobody has in the world. And then I start making my clothes and making clothes for my parents and my sisters, and I love that. I guess this is how I started.
Now you're based in both New York and Hong Kong. What are the challenges of working in two places?
I love that feeling, because I don't want to be just stay in one place. My personality is always love to travel, and especially came back to Hong Kong because it's where I grew up and it's who I am, And coming back to Hong Kong, and Hong Kong is my inspiration.
Now, Vivienne, you started designing in Hong Kong. Was it a big leap to the international market?
I don't know. People say something like that, but I guess if you have something within yourself, and you grow with it, during school time, people would tell me that, Vivienne, you will never You can't do something with Chinese and nobody will buy from you. It's no market here. But I love, everything about Chinese, and Hong Kong is so special. It's incredible. No place in the world is like Hong Kong.
Has the fashion industry changed a lot since you first started?
Hong Kong, recently play a lot of emphasis on the creative industry, especially fashion. I know that, I worked with Hong Kong Trade Development Council for a few times, promoting the Hong Kong fashion, in the past. They always promoting the Hong Kong designer. But Hong Kong designer, there's some changes, and I think that's very important that Hong Kong designer have to find their own individual personal style. It's very, very important.
Vivian is not only an internationally recognized fashion designer, but also the author of a fascinating book, China Chic. Using lavish photos from popular culture and high art, it's a great introduction to Chinese culture. In it, Vivian writes about Buddhism, her favorite Chinese art, Chinese interior design, growing up in Hong Kong, and the inspirations for her fashion and design sense, in particular the traditional Chinese dress, the Cheong Sam.
The book is about who I am, and I talk about Hong Kong. This book compensates everything from art to fashion, film, movies, and everything about what I like. How I inspire. The Cheong Sam goes back almost to the beginning of the century, when young girls expressed their advanced ideas by dressing in a men's long gown. It's always been an experiment combining Chinese beauty with Western lifestyle. When I design a Cheong Sam, I want it to be a clean translation of the dress essence, almost an abstraction, beautiful but without restriction. In this new version, anybody can wear the Cheong Sam, and you can climb on a bus or take a plane in it. You can walk fast in a modern way. It's Cheong Sam liberation.
Well, I guess this ends our journey. I've certainly shopped a lot, and Roger, I think you've eaten quite a bit.
Yes, I've probably eaten too much for my own good, but I've tried to keep my waistline down by going up and down buildings and walking around temples. We've done a lot and we've seen a lot, but actually we haven't done it all, and I'm sure we'll soon be back inside Hong Kong.